Aniyah Womack was shot and taken to a local hospital where she later died. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office arrested 20-year-old Mariah Clayton in connection to the case. She's been charged with manslaughter and is currently being held on a $250,000 bond.
135 days. That's how long the Womack family has been waiting for an arrest to be made in Aniyah Womack's death. Womack was shot and taken to a hospital where she died. On Friday, Mariah Clayton was arrested in connection to her death and made her first appearance in court.
She determined there was probable cause to charge you with manslaughter.
News4Jax spoke with Womack's family on the recent arrest.
We just want justice, whatever justice looks like. I mean, the industry experts, that's what they do. So we just want it to be handled right. We want justice, not only for Aniyah, but honestly for anybody else out here too. It needs to stop with Aniyah. It doesn't need to keep happening.
The Womack family also encourages families who are still searching for justice for their loved ones to never lose hope.
Don't stop fighting for your babies. Like, y'all got to speak up. You got to be present. You got to show up. You got to make sure you connect with some of the people in the community. Mad Dads, Silent Women Speaking, her foundation. Like, build a support system.
A smile and personality that will truly be missed.
The 20-year-old woman accused of attempting to film TikTok videos in a May 2023 shooting that killed 19-year-old Aniyah Womack entered a plea of guilty in the Duval County Court on Friday. Mariah Clayton pled guilty to manslaughter for shooting Aniyah Womack with a rifle on May 24, 2023. Aniyah was shot once in the abdomen and died at Memorial Hospital in Jacksonville, Florida. According to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, Aniyah was shot because Clayton was handling the rifle in a negligent way. The arrest report says she is repeatedly warned by friends that she should not be playing with the rifle. And Aniyah's family says several people were with her at the time the shooting happened at an apartment in the Regency area of Jacksonville. A witness told police that Clayton was acting out a scene where she popped out of the shower with the rifle. Aniyah was the one recording the video that was supposed to be uploaded to TikTok. Clayton was sentenced to 5 years in prison, followed by 5 years of probation. Additionally, the judge ordered that she pay $17,000 or $250 per month for restitution related to Aniyah's funeral cost, undergo random urine screen testing, pay court fees, and maintain full-time employment while on probation. Clayton went on to say in court that the shooting was truly an accident and that she regrets not thinking it through. She says she wakes up every morning wishing she did everything different. When Clayton finished reading her letter, the judge responded by saying, "This is your one and final second chance." Understandably so, Aniyah's family did not agree with the sentencing. The judge then went on to explain to her family that it's not just 5 years, it's 10 years, and that if she violates any of the terms during the 5-year period, she will be subjected to the maximum sentence of 10 years. The judge then gave Clayton credit for time served of 154 days as she was escorted out of the courtroom.
Dear Honorable Judge Kite, I write this letter today to express my thoughts and emotions regarding this situation. I'm willing to be held accountable for my actions and behaviors. I realize how many lives I affected, not only my victim family, but also my family and friends have been affected as well. I have done something horrible that has caused permanent consequences. I wake up every morning wishing I did everything different. Not just for myself, but for Aniyah and her loved ones. I pray every day that her and her family can heal and find peace. I hope you can find it in your hearts to forgive me, as this was truly an accident. The night I rushed her to the Memorial Hospital, I told Aniyah that she would make it. She has her mama and her sister to look after. I prayed all night while waiting in front of the hospital that the angels touch her and that she make a full recovery and that Aniyah stands strong. I wish I could take everything back. I regret not thinking it through. I should have known better. I am sorry. I realize I have hurt a lot of people due to my careless act. I am remorseful for the whole situation, although I cannot take anything back or bring Aniyah back. I hope you can find it in your hearts to forgive me, as this was truly an accident.
Okay. Is there anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Why'd you post the pictures after?
I reposted what my other friend posted, Kevin Owens, a TikTok that we've been made with different videos inside the TikTok on my story.
Was it with guns?
Yeah, regarding to other people that was in the video.
Do you think that was smart?
No, ma'am.
Do you see how it hurt her family knowing what happened to her?
Yes, ma'am.
Has it sunk into your head at all?
Yes, I think about my consequences every day.
I'm assuming that's from the time period that the bullet pierced her body, went through her organs, ended her life, and then you are still on social media posting those things?
No, ma'am.
I'm talking about from May to October.
Yes, ma'am.
You were still on social media posting those things.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to be very, very frank with you. It is extremely, extremely hard for me to swallow this. Okay. I'm looking out a gallery full of people with tears in their eyes for someone that didn't deserve to die that day. Okay. And they've had grace with you, they've had mercy on you. And partly, grace is one of those things that's given without being deserved. That is the definition of grace. The mother asked for some truth. Okay. So when you lay your head down at night, okay, and you think about what you've done, you will bear the burden of this, what you've done. Okay. Social media is eroding our community. Being portrayed or portraying yourself like you are cool because you have a gun, because you have drugs, you can see what dire consequences it has.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to go forward with this sentence, and I'm going to be very, very clear with you. What Aniyah's mom wants, this is your one and final second chance. Do you hear me?
Yes,
You're going to be on probation. There aren't any guns on probation. There aren't any drugs on probation. There's not hanging out with anybody that has guns or drugs. And the reason why is because things like this happen. Okay. It needs to be your first priority. Okay. To make good. You're never going to bring Aniyah back. Okay. But what you can do, your actions after you serve this 5-year sentence could be that you make it a priority, that the money that they never were supposed to spend, okay, on a funeral, you make it up to them. That will be in her honor.
Yes, ma'am.
The other thing is that I want you to go into this probationary period after you get out of prison, all right, with the right mindset. It is an opportunity, okay? It's not a hindrance. It's going to be the type of structure that maybe you're not used to. You're going to have to check in every month. You're going to have to tell them what you're doing. You're going to have to it's not going to be easy. Probation is not a cakewalk, okay? It is an opportunity for you to not be incarcerated, but still somehow rehabilitate yourself and make amends to this family. Okay, that's one of the reasons why I'm willing to do it. Okay, because honestly, if I sentenced you to 15 years, 30 years, it would never replace that beautiful young lady that you just saw pictures of. Ever. And you can say that it's an accident all you want. But the truth of this whole thing is that if you weren't hanging out, messing around with guns, this would have never happened. So there wouldn't have been any accidents. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything further?
Nothing for the defense.
This court having accepted your plea, actually, before I do that, let me say something to Aniyah's family. Thank you for being here. Your level of strength and grace is unparalleled. It really happens very rarely in situations like this. And this is a true tragedy. She did not deserve that whatsoever. My understanding from the family is that you don't necessarily agree with this. Is that right? But you understand it? Let me put it to you very frankly. Miss Clayton is young and obviously extremely immature. This is not just 5 years, it's 10 years. It's 5 years in, it's 5 years out. If she violates in the 5 years, she subjects herself to the maximum. Okay. So you all, by extending some grace to her, maybe if with her commitment to not doing this ever again, to getting herself together, to maturing, you can go one of two ways. You can go up the road and associate yourself with the worst woman you've ever met in your entire life. Or you can go up the road and you can take advantage of opportunities within the prison system to educate yourself, to get yourself a trade. So when you get out, that you can be somewhat successful. That's going to be up to you. If you hit the streets, okay, and you do the same things that you were doing when this case happened, you're going to end up right back in prison. And on a charge like this, there are very few courts that would give you another chance at coming out. So the choice is yours. So while it's not upfront, the choice is hers. And so she can say and read that she's sorry, or she can show you that she's really sorry. This court, having accepted your plea, will now adjudicate you guilty. I'll sentence you to 5 years in the Florida State Prison, giving you credit for the 154 days that you've already served. I'll follow that incarceration with 5 years of probation to complete all general conditions of probation, starting with the fact that you must pay $40 per month, as well as a 4% surcharge towards the cost of your supervision. You will remain in a specified place, and you will not change your residence or employment or leave the county of your residence without first procuring consent of your officer. You will not possess, carry, or own any firearm. You will not possess, carry, or own any weapon without first procuring consent of your officer. You will, will be a convicted felon, so you won't even be allowed to have a weapon. You will live without violating any law. You will not associate with any person engaged in criminal activity. You will not use intoxicants to excess, possess any drugs, narcotics, unless prescribed by a physician. You will not work diligently at a lawful occupation, and I'm going to announce the special condition as well. Nor will you visit any places where intoxicants, drugs, or dangerous weapons, substances are unlawfully sold, dispensed, or used. You will promptly and truthfully answer all inquiries directed to you by the court or the officer, or allow your officer to visit your home, your employment site, or elsewhere. And you will comply with all instructions by your officer that will give you those instructions. You will pay restitution, court costs, and or fees. You will submit to random testing. You will bear the costs of the random testing. You will submit to a DNA sample. You will also submit to a digitized photograph by the department. And you must report to probation within 72 hours. Those are the general conditions, as well as the special conditions that you are to pay $17,000 in restitution for the funeral cost of Aniyah Womack at a rate of at least $250 per month. You shall submit yourself to random urine screens. That means that you are to use no illegal drugs. You shall maintain employment or submit at least 3 job applications per week to get employment. You're to pay $518 in court costs. You're to pay a $100 court-appointed attorney fee and a $50 application fee. If you feel like the sentence that I've imposed is illegal, or if there's an error, you have 30 days from today to appeal the court sentence. If you cannot afford an attorney, I'll appoint one to represent you. Thank you.